2022 ist ein gutes Jahr für Horrorspielfreunde, denn Ende des Jahres kommt der Callisto Protocol raus. Das ist ein bisschen wie Dead Space, nur spielt es nicht auf einer Raumstation, sondern auf einem ganzen Mond. Samt Alien, Zombie-Viechern, alles ist so ein bisschen dreckig und ja, wer Dead Space gespielt hat, der fühlt sich sofort zu Hause. Dass es so sehr an Dead Space erinnert, ist kein Zufall, denn der Executive Producer ist der gleiche, und zwar Glen Schofield. Und wir haben ihn zum Interview getroffen. So Glenn, thank you for meeting with us.
Sure, man. I appreciate it.
You said that you want to create the most scary or most horrifying video game on next gen. What does it take to make a game that scary?
Well, it's a lot of hard work, and it's a lot of attention to detail. And, I want to make the scariest game, but I also want to tell a good story. So sometimes they compete with each other. So I think we got a good story, and I hope we have one of the scariest games. I believe so, but after working on it 3 years, you don't know if it's scary or not. You know what I mean? It's like, I think it is, but we're starting to get testing and coming back, and people are going, yeah, it's pretty scary. So
now with the game almost finished, the final product, if you could rate it from 1 to 10, how did it differ from your first imagination of what this game should be? If 1 would be, it's nothing like I imagined, and 10, it's everything that I ever wanted.
Yeah, probably between 7 and 8. Because and I don't want to say, 80% of it is my idea. No, it's not. It's like, hey, let's go in this direction, and I get a lot of ideas from the team, right? You put your ideas, you give a vision, you point in a direction, but it doesn't mean you have to come up with everything, right? Now, I'll work with everybody to make sure that we are going the right direction, but we got a very creative team.
So the setting, the theme, the environmental hut strongly reminds me of Dead Space. Is this Dead Space with a new wardrobe?
No, I mean, I kind of get that question a lot in different ways, right? I mean, the truth of the matter is, when I started with this, I said, guys, we're not doing anything Dead Space does, right? And as we get going, people are like, I want to do a stomp, right? And I'm like, you know what? We came up with that. We can do a stomp, right? Other games do a stomp, right? Other games do dismemberment now, right? But it was important for us to do different things than Dead Space. But quite frankly, the way I put music in the game, the way I do scares, the way I do tension, I have changed over the years, but things are going to feel familiar here and there. I'm trying different stuff, but what do you do? Like Ridley Scott made Alien, and then he made Prometheus, right? He wanted to make them different, but you see so much of the same thing in them that you can't help it. But our combat system, our fighting, the way you kill the enemies, all of that is all different.
Which brings me to the next question. What do you think is key to scare the gamer? Is it jump scares? Is it the atmosphere? Is it scary monster design? What do you think is the most important part?
All of them are very important. I don't know what the most important part is. I'll say putting tension in the game, right? Putting the stress. So I'm walking slow, right? I'm already worried about it. The music is getting me tense and stressed out a bit, right? And then you hit them with a scare. Or you open a door and there's nothing, right? You can put a stinger there, but there's nothing there. So I think the atmosphere would be one. And that takes a long time to get the atmosphere right, and a lot of work. But all the other stuff you said is very important. Also, the way you introduce an enemy. Like, he comes out of the dark, he jumps at you, he comes out off the ceiling. When you're engaging the enemy, there should be like a little bit of a startle there.
What do you think? What is the part of the game that you are most proud of?
I think the diversity of the of the combat is I'm very proud of, because we started off saying, oh, it's going to be 50-50, 50% melee and 50% shooting, right? Well, then we added a grip gun, right? And the grip gun can pick up enemies now, right? And now you can shove enemies into spikes on the walls. You can shove them into fans, into wood chippers, right? So now you've got this thing. Now you can pick up an enemy, which most grab guns can't, and I can bring them close to me, and I can use them as a meat shield, right? So you'll see it in the what we showed last night. Then the grip gun can pick up stuff around the world, and they can slow the other enemies down. Then you add, in part of the combat, we have a thing called mutations that we showed up last night. And mutations is you can knock a monster around, but then the tentacles come out sometimes. And if I shoot the tentacles, he's going to die. But if I don't, he's going to mutate in front of me. So now I've got this very big and deep and rich combat system that says, oh, I can do this, I can do this, I can use that. Oh man, he's going to turn into that. I got to think about, it's like, it's strategic as well as choice. Choose the way you want to fight. So we spent a lot of time on that. And what goes into that, if I may just go a second further, is what we call the gore system. And now the gore system is how you kill an enemy, which is very unique. Took like 2 years. All pieces get cut up. I can take all kinds of pieces off the character. And the head, you can cut part of the head off and the tongue is still there. There's another enemy, you cut his whole head off. He's still shooting stuff at you. So the gore system is really rich and deep. And it's also can be used against Jake himself. So
final question. Imagine a person playing through your game the first time. Credits are rolling. What would you want this person to think after he beats the game for the first time?
I just want him to say that was good entertainment. I had fun. I got scared. I finished the game, and I wish there were more. A lot of people will tell me, oh man, I wish Dead Space was 2 hours longer, that sort of thing. So, yeah, look, it's all about the fans. It really is, right? After you're in the game industry long enough, you realize, I'm doing this as a career, I'm doing it. You got to do it for the fans, because then everything else comes back, right? And so I want the fans just to be satisfied with my next game.
Glenn, thank you very much for your time.
And thank you. Really do appreciate you guys doing this for us. It's really important we talk to you guys, because you talk to our fans. So thank you.